Again, as we deliberated in executive session, we're going to reconvene in open session for possible further discussion and possible action on items deliberated in executive session related to the letter of repair delivered to the chief appraiser on April 10, 2023, including the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of the chief appraiser. And at this point, I'll open up if anybody wants to make any comments. Anybody want to start?
I have a motion.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to move for a vote of confidence in the chief appraiser. A yes vote would be, yes, I have confidence, and a no vote would be, no, I don't have confidence.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second? Is that me? Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? I have a few things to say, but if anybody else wants to make any comments or observations, open.
I think we're hitting balance, and I'll make this quick, Mr. Chairman. I think there are, in many ways, the employees of TAB are doing a very good job, and it shows in the numbers. And I congratulate all of them for that. This really boils down to issues that came up that continually have been coming up. Where the chief appraiser, in my view, has taken positions that were against certain taxpayers. And I felt like that representation is problematic. And then after suspension, an article comes out in the newspaper where he's quoted as saying something that the reporter acknowledged there was a veiled reference there to a certain individual, and it's like still swinging, and it's not really addressed. And I'm concerned about that. I'm really concerned that in March we had a hearing here, a discussion item on the agenda about the website, and I had those concerns because and that's why we talked about it on the agenda, that I was hearing that we took the website down and we put one back up, and 4 months later, it was not functioning at all. Taxpayers were greatly harmed by that. At least many people that I heard of expressed their frustrations. And so how that happened and why that happened, I don't know if there was ultimately something behind redoing everything at that point, other than just updating it. And the term e-commerce site was thrown around a few times, and it just seemed like the system worked really much better last year, and I don't think we did ourselves any favors by redoing the website when we did. And I was concerned that it would be up and running by the middle of April when we sent notices out. And we were sure that it would be, and it wasn't. People could not get on. When they got on, they were kicked off, or they had to wait for screens to load. They couldn't download their evidence. They had numerous problems. Buttons on the website weren't working, and this has all been mostly rectified at this point, but in the time where people are supposed to be protesting, they should be able to get that information. And so that's where my concerns have been and always have been. And if people are in any way a target of a governmental entity, I want to make sure we do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I'm sorry, yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead.
Again, just to share with the public that I want the public to know that this board took this subject very seriously. There's always two sides to any question, and there was a very thorough review done of the response. And you know, it's a question of whether or not.
Mr. McKay, I'm so sorry, your mic is on.
Gotta hold it down for a minute, I think, for a few seconds. Yeah, it's on now. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
You gotta start all over.
Oh man, never comes out the same way the second time.
Exactly.
Bottom line, I want the public to realize that this was, at least in this meeting, and we got the response several weeks ago, I believe every board member here took a strong look at it. There was a lot to look at. There was a three-letter summary that I was exposed to of what the issues were, and then there was 11 bullet points of responses requested of Jeff. I think that the challenge here is, again, I was not here when the letter was issued, but that it's a question of, was the letter of repair directed at Mr. Law himself and what he was gonna do to change things, or was it directed at TAD as a general organization? And the response was primarily TAD as a general organization. So there's a differentiation. Again, I've only got able to go by what's in the actual letter, the text, me reading it and trying to interpret it. But I do want to say that it was, all issues were seriously considered, reviewed, and I think in our best effort, we're trying to be transparent and be within the law.
Anything going?
Well, I think, this whole, process, I'm gonna say process, because it really is not an exercise, it's a process, was informational to all of us, and we appreciate the public's input on this. We have learned, and something that management needs to know, the board needs to know, we need to be exceptional in the communication that goes to the public on this issue. Property tax is a very, we've all spent a lot of time on it, the legislature, tax amenities, et cetera. It's a very important thing. Anytime you involve taxation, you expect excellence in what you do. We've learned a lesson in communication, both by the chief appraiser and communication by this board. It needs to be much better going forward. We're gonna work on that.
I guess the only thing I'll say is that, appreciate the board's, work on this. And, as, Mr. Puente mentioned, there was a lot of time spent on it, and I appreciate your time and effort, and the staff's time and effort, because those reports, you didn't sit there and write all those reports. I know that your staff helped a lot, and so we appreciate the efforts of the staff. And sure, we went through some difficult times. I think, for the most part, we're past that, and we're making improvements. Obviously, there's always room for more improvement. Every organization has that, but I think the big things that we needed to address have been addressed, and I just encourage you to continue to keep those lines of communication with the board open and with the public open, so that, in as far as we can, share with them behind the doors. And so, Ms. Burgess, did you have anything? All right, with that, we have a motion and we have a second. Again, restate your motion, please, right before we vote.
It's a motion of confidence. A yes vote would be yes, confidence exists, and a no vote is, we have no confidence.
Okay.
The chief appraiser.
Of the chief appraiser.
Okay, so,
And
all
again,
those.
that comes with the comments that I gave before, that the staff on many levels is doing a great job.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and vote. All those that say yes, please raise your hand, say aye. Aye. No? Any abstentions? Okay, so we have a 3-2 vote. The yes vote wins, so, thank you all for that, again. Let's see, we have a next meeting is, November 10th, and I know for sure we expect a, presentation